Ah, lovely. Got my coffee. I'm all bright and fresh and... well, it's not really early in the day. I woke up late as hell. But still, the day's just begun and we're going to hang out with Lara.
Jacob, I made it. I'm out.
Lara, thank God you're all right. Bring the Atlas to me in our observatory in the mountains.
I'm on my way.
So, awesome stuff. We now have the Atlas. And as I mentioned before, I'm pretty sure we now can swim back into the geothermal valley. Specifically because we have this breather. And it would have been really cool to come backwards down this tunnel in a previous video. And be like, oh, I'm trying to make it. What's this secret thing? And then finally come back and like, oh, that's how it works. But still, so yeah, we got this cool gear. That still doesn't mean, unfortunately, that we're going to be able to finish the valley, like in terms of doing a nice cool bonus episode where we run through and grab everything, because there is still another upgrade we need to get full access. This has unlocked a few more things though, like there's a hidden tomb that you can get with the breather for some reason. But yeah, guys, there's actually been some big news for Rise of the Tomb Raider. Since the last time we were playing, and it's kind of crazy to me, alright? So I'll hold my hands up. I had no idea, alright? But this game's still being developed. Like, I honestly didn't think they were still developing this game. I figured they were working on the sequel exclusively, and that's that. It's quite often when you play, like, games on a lag, like, you wait a little while. This is so cool, this little place here. But you can see how long this tunnel is, right? And you would not be able to get through without a breather. When you play games on a lag, you tend to just get to them, and all this, like, DLC that they throw everywhere, it tends to have already been out. Usually there'll be, like, a mega pack or something that you can grab, and all will be right and wonderful with the world. But, so I kind of just assumed that Rise of the Tomb Raider was in that situation. Coincidentally, right as I started playing this with you guys at this point this year, was when what I thought the last DLC to come out came out. It was called Cold Darkness. It adds this, like, extra subplot and a new, like, challenge area, like a mini campaign, which I will show you. Don't worry, we're going to be seeing all this stuff. But they revealed, there's a trailer out, they revealed something. Hold on, let's look at the mural first.
This commemorates the construction of a great city, Kitezh.
Which is where we are now, Lara. It shouldn't be such a surprise. You don't have to say Kitezh like that anymore. We're here, it's Kitezh, we get it. But so they revealed another DLC, and it's a really exciting one, okay? So this isn't really a spoiler or anything, but...
Lara, are you up there?
Jonah, is that you?
Little bird! You're alive! I knew it!
My God. Jonah, what are you doing here? Where are you?
I'm up here in some kind of fortress. You can thank Jacob. His people picked me up half dead out on the tundra.
I can't believe you came after me.
Is that so hard to believe? I told you I got your back. I couldn't leave you out here alone.
I'm on my way up to you now. Don't go anywhere.
Hadn't planned on it. Be careful out there.
So it's Jonah! Oh my god! Okay, alright. Let's take things one at a time. Okay, the DLC, right? It's not really a big spoiler. This game does not feature Lara's mansion as a playable space. In fact, I don't remember it really it does feature it in cutscenes, okay, like flashback cutscenes, but you never get to play there. And those who have seen all my other Tomb Raider series, you'll know that I talked about this in the previous game as well, Tomb Raider 2013, and that game didn't have a mansion either, and I always thought that was a real shame because in the previous generations, Lara's mansion was one of the main things, or at least Gen 1, okay, and Gen 2 even included elements of it too. So, you know, they were like the tutorial areas. I've got like a full, like, hour-long video back when we played Legend of the Mansion. If someone reminds me in the comments, I will annotate it right now so you can click. It's an old video. It's where I've got like a different voice. It's going to be amazing if you go and look at it. But anyway, the new DLC takes place in a mansion for this game. We get to go back to Croft Manor. Oh, and isn't that exciting? So anyway, we'll talk more about that later. There's a trailer out and everything. Really cool. And I will be playing that. If we finish the game before it comes out, then I'll just come back to it later. That sounds quite exciting to me. I've never really done something like that. But, like, in terms of, like, a series online. But yeah, Jonah's back. All right, so this is very good. I kind of hated what they did with Jonah originally. I was like, oh, they seem to have just... I got the feeling that they were trying to distance themselves from those other characters as much as they possibly could. so that they could, you know, make it a new story so that anyone could have an entry point to the franchise, and hopefully they get more people that way or something. Which is why we've seen so little influence of the previous characters. But they at least added Jonah, but then they got rid of him really quickly, and I sort of thought that was just like an obligatory move to have Jonah there at the start, and he wasn't going to have a part in the story. And then, boom, he reappears. Jonah is a part of this story. He's been missing in action for a while, and we're going to go meet him. So there's a lot of cool stuff going to be happening when we get to the mountain. It almost sounds too good, doesn't it? Oh, I thought this was... I did not realize this was a cache. I thought this was a book for us. All right, well, that's fine. I want to turn up the volume. So I can't actually play for too long today. I've only got about an hour to hang out with you guys before I'm going to go off.
Glad to see you're still with us. The invaders are spread all over the valley, but we're pushing back where we can. If you can lend a hand, you're always welcome. We know we can trust you.
I'll do my best, buddy. I'm absolutely happy to try and lend a hand. That looks really suspect up there. Hold on. There we go. I'm not sure I did this on my first time through the game. But yeah, you got to remember that you have the grapple hook now, because there's all these places that you couldn't go to before that you can now just by hitting E.
There's a woman in the valley now. Not one of us, but not one of them either. I saw her the night Elias was killed. She fought the men who were hunting us. Now I hear whispers from the forward scouts. My father and this woman were seen, free and unhindered. There's no telling what she wants or if I can trust her. But if she brings my father back, then perhaps God has not abandoned us.
Okay, one thing so Lara says they've been tracking me all along. Not sure if they could trust me. I hope I've given them reason to do so now. There's actually 3 things to talk about here. Number 1 is that they seemingly have had eyes on us the whole time. Well, the story actually goes on that a little bit as well, because we're going to find out, again, this isn't really a spoiler, but we're going to find out they kind of had eyes on Jonah too. And it's kind of cool that there's some consistency there. One thing that's also really cool is this thing here, Elias. If you guys don't remember, when we first saw Sophia in the Siberian wilderness, when we were freezing cold and with a campfire and stuff, there were 2 people, and one of them just got shot with an arrow and killed, just random, like a red shirt, just cannon fodder, and she ran off. So I love that they mention Elias here, that, yeah, you know, they didn't just drop him and abandon him and ignore him. He feels like he was a real dude that got killed straight away, and we just didn't know him, and we just happened to see it at the moment there. He wasn't just some random trash they threw in there for drama, right? For death. But one thing that is kind of sucky, all right, if this is how she felt about us, okay, if she brings my father back, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, think about when we got out of where the big cathedral place where we found out about the existence of the Atlas, which we've now acquired. Remember that when we first met Sophia again, when we came first to the geothermal valley? She wasn't like, oh, have you seen my dad or whatever. She just was straight up going to try and slay us. I don't know. That seems like a weird twist to me there. But whatever. All right. Cool little document there. Got some cool new monkeying and platforming we can do. For some reason, I get real Myst vibes from just this tiny little area, and I don't know why. If you ever go back to the game Myst, it's like... so... Oh my... If you ever go back to the game Myst, it's like so disappointing graphically compared to what it is in your mind's eye. But still, all right, let's try and go this way, shall we? So there you go. We got some new monkeying tactics. They want you to go down the zip line, I think. But maybe there's some bone. Oh, no, they don't want us to go down the zip line. I think we want to stay high in the mountains, actually, then. All right, never mind. Yeah, I can only play for an hour. I usually like to play for a lot longer with you guys, but I've got like a stream, and there's a cool thing that's been set up, and I can't miss it. And it's about 7 at night already, so I usually stream at 8. So I'm going to have to sort of bugger off pretty quickly. Hopefully we can make some good story progression up until that point then. Because we get some pretty cool reveals coming up soon, actually, as well. Oh, Lara, I wanted you to climb on it so I could knock the bird's nest down. Alright, let's wade through this. This reminds me a lot of a section in the previous game where if you got swept away, there was like corrugated iron and stuff there, and you would you'd get impaled. It was one of those horrifying death animations. You guys have actually pointed out, and I think you're totally right, this game has got a lot less like murder porn. Do you know what I mean? Like there was a huge thing in the previous game where they were just constantly killing Lara in the most grotesque ways. And I actually find that kind of funny because I remember one of my first things ever like getting involved or understanding game design. This is a map, so we can just do this, I think. Yeah, okay, good. Ever looking at like game designers was when I was like really young, and I was interested in Tomb Raider. It was like maybe Tomb Raider 2 or 3. Anyway, one of the developers was explaining that their job was purely to find interesting ways to kill Lara Croft. And I've always remembered that. I don't know where the quote comes from, who the quote's from, but I remember that being written somewhere. And as an adult, I can look back and see that as a bit of a joke, right? A bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing. But at the time, like, I thought, wow, that's amazing. That could be your job. You could do that for a living. Just figure out all these cool ways to present obstacles to players in games. And it, like, fascinated me. And so it's funny that the previous game then seemed to take that majorly with quick time events and stuff. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's get some of this going.
The hilt of an ancient dagger.
Okay. Why do I remember picking this up already? With you guys.
Blade's gone, but it's a femur of some sort. Almost certainly human. Perhaps it's some sort of ritual object.
A human femur. It's funny, when you see stuff like this, it's really hard to... Man, I just took a sniff of coffee and it reminded me of playing Black Desert Online. That's really weird, isn't it? That I associate coffee with BDO. Yeah, it's kind of weird to associate this properly with the fact that it was once upon a time a human. But hey. Okay. Do we go down there? No, look, let's not do too much map completey stuff. Jonah!
You look terrible. Terrible, but happy.
I was right, Jonah. Dad was right. The divine source is real. I wish he was here to see this.
He'd be proud of you. Sophia told me what you've done for her people.
Lara, it's good to see you, Sophia. Jacob is waiting for you in the observatory.
Man, I love that brickwork. So here we go. We got the Atlas, guys. And remember I said that I didn't know what that painting originally showing the Atlas meant originally? Well, now we're going to see what it meant. And as I said, I think you'll be surprised.
You actually found it. The founders of Kitesh were skilled craftsmen. They used this place to view the Atlas.
Jonah, try those chains.
Got it.
Jonah, you just came back. Do the heavy work, bro. So here you see, these are the golden lines, right? It's not some weird metaphor for it having been sent from heaven or something. It was really literal what it was showing us. It was showing us this.
Incredible.
I love that this is sort of semi-plausible too.
They must have used this to plan the construction of the city.
Like ancient blueprints.
Exactly. Everything radiates out from this point. That puts the center of the city under the lake. But, something's not right. The cathedral, where the Atlas was, it's on the wrong side of the map. Keep rotating it. Stop! That's it. Kitesh isn't under the lake. It's under the glacier. The divine source must be there.
How the hell are we gonna get through all that ice?
Wait. This path here leads into the city. The cathedral is there, and the tower on the other side. That means the entrance to Kitesh must be... here. The entrance to Kitesh is here. You knew.
Look at that knowing look. Oh God. Why? We were there! We had it! It was a happy ending! Good, Jonah. Jonah, do something useful! Run away with the Atlas! No, don't! Oh my God.
It's the target!
Kill her!
Oh, he saved our life!
Take my hand! Don't come after me!
Jonah!
Run!
Lara.
Oh no.
Oh, and it gets worse.
We don't have much time. It won't be long before Trinity discovers the location of the source.
I have to go after Jonah.
Even if it means giving up the truth you came here to find.
He risked his life to come here with me. I almost lost him once. Not again.
Then go. Do what you must.
Are you gonna be okay, Jacob? No. But we just bail on him. Jesus. Oh, he's got his friends. So, the game annoys me here, alright? Because I was scared they were going to do this. I was scared that they were only going to bring Jonah back to be an obstacle. And that's what they did, man. Ah, Jonah, can you just kick ass? Couldn't we've done that thing like, oh, what Tomb Raider game was it where there were two guys, there was like a guy you could hang. Was it in Chronicles that was the thing? That's an interesting shot there as well. So we've got to head up to the mountains.
Jonah is alive. They must be holding him in the old Soviet gulag. I never wanted to go back to that terrible place, but I can't leave him in Trinity's hands now.
Was it just me, or was her dialogue really quiet there?
Jonah, hold on. Sophia, are you there?
Lara! Are you all right?
I'm up by the old copper mill overlooking the gulag. I'm about to go in after Jonah.
I know the spot. We hid a stash of weapons near where we first attacked Trinity. You might find them useful.
Thank you, Sophia. I'll see you when I get out.
Okay, so Sophia's strongbox of gear. Let's come on over here then. And yeah, what's kind of cool is that radar. What is that? That's a I always think that they're radar rooms, aren't they, or whatever. I don't know what they are. Somebody tell me. That always makes me think of Command and Conquer, right? Like Tiberium's son. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah. So we're actually back. Guess what? Now at the Soviet installation. And funny that in this video I was already talking about DLCs being added. Because what was the other big DLC that wasn't Cold Darkness or any of these stupid little clothes ones, okay? The other big DLC was Baba Yaga, and guess what we're ready to do now? So here we go. This is Broadhead climbing arrows, okay? Shoot climbable arrows into softwood surfaces to reach new locations. And we can hold left mouse button until fully hard. So we'll see how that works on this here, which will get us to a zip line there. And that is actually the last thing. It's funny how quickly they give us the breather and then the Broadhead arrows straight away, one after the other. But this actually enables a fair few things. This enables absolute completion now of the Soviet installation. Because if you remember, we had everything done except 3 documents, a mural, 2 survival caches. Oh, and a strongbox. This should enable absolute completion of all this stuff, okay? So what I'll probably do is when we do the video where we go back to the geothermal valley and we absolutely max that out, we can do this. I think that what we just got there, the Broadhead arrows, and this doesn't necessarily mean that we're near the end of the game by any stretch of the imagination, but I believe what we just got there was the last big upgrade. So that should be pretty cool, right? Let's listen to this first.
Lara! 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 Answer me. Last time I saw you, you were... Damn it, Lara. You better not be dead. After the avalanche, I got one little blip, one brief echo. But I'll be damned if it wasn't your voice. I know I heard it. I know you survived. At least the avalanche. I haven't heard a peep since, but I'll keep trying. I know you told me to leave, to get somewhere safe, but... Did you really expect me to leave you here? Come on. You should know me better than that.
An intercepted radio transmission from Jonah. Trinity must have been monitoring him as he followed me into the valley. So Trinity was monitoring him. You'll find that the other guys, Jacob's people, were also monitoring him. And this is kind of cool. So yeah, what they've done is they've got rid of Jonah. We're supposed to be invested in saving Jonah now. So now we get all the little radio transmissions from him. I actually think they could have done it a little bit better than that, though, right? Like, I think here I'm going to be like a bossy nerd or whatever. So this is how this works. We hold left mouse, and you see how? Okay, how can I explain this? So basically, what we've done is we fired an arrow in there, okay, which we can now climb on, and we can use that to jump up higher. Voila. But what you can do is you can actually fire multiple arrows. All right. So, but only a certain amount in range of each other. So you see the big white circle there. You can only have one in that range, which is why the existing arrow in the wall is flashing red. So there we have an arrow, but if I move over here, see how it's green now? When it's outside of the range, when the two arrows are not within range of one another, that means I can actually lay both down and they'll both be there, see? So they introduced this new idea of puzzles here, where you've got these walls, a limited amount of space, but you need to spread out your arrows in such a way that it will allow you to actually climb to where you want to go. So, like so, there. And you'll notice, obviously, for the first one here, they've made it as easy as possible. And it's totally superb. You know, all we really have to do is have a single arrow like that and scramble up to the single arrow and then climb up. But they can make it more complicated. Honestly, in my opinion, they could have taken that way further than they did with the walls that we get. And you guys will see what I mean by that. But, you know, they could have done some really interesting little puzzles. Maybe they thought puzzles like that were too frustrating or something. I don't know.
More propaganda.
Lovely, more propaganda. Awesome. But yeah, so with the Jonah thing, it's now that they give us the notes because they didn't want to spoil the reveal that Jonah was alive, Jonah was in the region, Jonah blah, blah, blah. So it was a big shock when we got that call after we grabbed the Atlas, right? Here's the thing, though. I reckon they could have just put these radio transmissions around on our original trip to the Soviet installation. They didn't have to wait till now. And it would have been like, it would have been that reveal that when Jonah finally gets into contact with us with the radio, I actually think would have been more powerful. It wouldn't have had the shock factor of, oh my god, Jonah's around, he's been missing for ages. It wouldn't have had that, okay? But what it would have had is like a much more powerful emotional feeling because it's like this thing that's been lingering there that you've wanted for a while. I don't know, or either it would have been more emotional or it would have been simply, oh, there you go, finally he's here, I was expecting it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I think, though, you know, if you kept getting little messages from Jonah all throughout the game and you're left wondering, shit, are we ever going to see him? Is he ever going to come back? And then finally he does. I reckon the payoff would have been a bit bigger. Anyway, there you go. That's my unnecessary wooden potatoes critiquing. Okay, cool. So this stuff on this little ledge, by the way, is really annoying. I've got to explain. My first time playing the game, I was going for map completion here in the Soviet installation before I'd got to this point in the plot. And so this ledge here, okay, what actually happens is you can get like a survival pack or something down in the regular areas, all right, down there, that shows you like that there's a document up here or whatever. So you're looking on your map and you're like, oh, it says there's a document here. It doesn't show you there's a base camp or anything like that, but it says there's a document. Now, what you'll notice, it might even be the survival cache. I don't know whether it's the document. I think it's the survival cache, okay? And you'll notice it's right next to some of these strong boxes here, this relic here. And do you know what these are, guys? These are at the top of the red mill, right? The red mill is like really close to this. Like really close. Let's see. Maybe we can see it over this plateau over here. There, that's the top of the red mill, okay? There you can see a zip line. You see that my cursor's on? You might have to full screen, 1440p, 60 if you want to, cheeky. That zip line. So I spent so long. The red mill is no joke to climb all the way up. I spent so long climbing up the red mill and like, how do I get here? How do I do it? Like desperately trying to, until eventually it was one of those things I had to Google that in the end it was like, oh, okay, no, this is something you get totally later in the game. There's a whole base camp here. And of course, I didn't even know why you'd come back. I didn't know Jonah was going to come back in the story. I didn't know that the Soviet installation was going to be somewhere we'd return to. All signs pointed to the idea that everything was completable at that point. And that was pretty lame. That was pretty lame indeed. And I saw these zip lines. I was trying to go reverse up the zip lines using the rope climber, these exact ones that I'm climbing down right now. Because you could see these from the very start of when we go to the Soviet installation. The very start. but you can't jump up to it. So like this here, for example, right? Like I was trying to jump up from like higher or go from this zip line to the other or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're now here, and you'll notice quite conveniently we're back near the shack where we could buy stuff before. And this actually was a walkway at the start of the game. We ran along this and it broke, and it did that like trap thing where it went black and white and it went slow-mo and we had to jump.
Storm's coming in.
Careful, Lara. Yeah, the weather's changing, you'll notice as well. And it broke, but there were also these things here on the walls, remember? Well, we can use them now to navigate our way around a little. This is actually totally pointless, though. So you get a choice there of which thing. Totally pointless because they added this rock wall here as well. I'm going to do it this way because I feel like at some point in the design of the game they wanted you to do it this way. Or maybe they just want you to appreciate that there's a slight difference there now or something, I don't know. Give you a bit of an open world feely reason to play around. Now, usually this is one of the areas where enemies respawn. We totally already cut that down, didn't we? Why is it still glowing? I guess they still glow after we cut them down. These little details, man, they're dropping out of my mind. They're slowly dropping out. Did you guys know I have played on Steam, according to Steam right now, I have played 51 hours of this game now. 51 hours. Let me tell you, it's not a 51-hour game at all. But playing it and then playing it again before this when doing it, and then playing it again when I'm doing it with you guys. It's a great game. I tend to find that anything I end up doing online with you, I end up having massive amounts of hours on them. Massive amounts. I really wonder what my Final Fantasy stuff ended up being. Because Christ, and it's such a shame that it was immediately after we finished that it came out on PC. It would have been so useful to be able to play that series on PC. Be able to do like save game modifications and stuff to show you the content without having to grind for, you know, 50 hours plus in some situations to show you certain things off. I guess nobody respawned. All right. Well, so remember this base camp? Oh, we didn't use the fire. She probably has a new journal for us. Hold on.
I know I've spoken little of your mother, Lara, but I want you to know that in the brief time she spent with you, she loved you utterly. We were a very happy little trio, and when we lost her, I was a wreck. I still am. I hope one day I will find answers that will stop this pain. For me, it is too late, but for others, maybe not. I'm rambling now. Shouldn't have had that nightcap. Sweet dreams, dearest.
Was it all about her? Those questions about life you hoped to answer? Or was that just an excuse? Maybe I reminded you of her too much. God, Lara, you're talking to a ghost. About another ghost.
Or are you, Lara? Oh, man,
Maybe you need a nightcap.
I love the mystery that they set up it. And yeah, so if you guys weren't quite clear with his kind of obscure dialogue, obviously his wife died. And so he's upset about that. And he's saying, the pain is too much. I've lost the love of my life. He's trying to defeat death, right? So, which is why he's seeking the divine source and so forth, which they've now explained to us. So yeah, this is a good campfire one. I did say some of them I don't like in a previous episode, and some of you guys are like, no, I still enjoy them, and that's totally fair enough. And I would also admit that I still like quite a few of these towards the end. Or some of them towards the end. Anyway, alright, so we got 2 skill points. We haven't got a survivor upgrade for ages. Should we finish survivor off? So, this is now unlocked here, okay? Because we have the Broadhead arrows. So, arrow climber. Press F mid-jump to jam climbable Broadhead arrows into softwood surfaces. So, that's a totally new ability, which has now increased our, perk for the Broadhead arrows even further. And, I want to get the Death Cloud thing later. We won't max that out just yet. Let's go back to Brawler then. Landing from jumps and drops is always silent and generates no noise for enemies to detect. That's a great one to get for the next area we're going into. The next one's got probably the best stealth gameplay of the game, in my opinion, if you do it right. And I can't wait to show you. It reminds me so much of Splinter Cell 1. Okay, so check this out, right? So now, what the game wants you to do, for example, is this. And climb up. We could never climb up there before. What we can do is, hold on. Is that, okay? Which is really cool. And I wish that they'd done like some climbing surfaces that actually require that perk. That would have been awesome, but they were very scared of doing stuff like that.
If we get caught, I'm gonna tell them that you forced me to steal all this shit at gunpoint.
Not that
Feelings.
Not that I loaded your pockets full of gold, right? Okay, so how many coins have we got now? We got 170. He wants 140 for the military rifle, 140 for the tactical shotgun. We already bought the stuff from this bench. What's this here? Commando outfit? We could get a new outfit. The refinement tool. He wants a load for that. All right, let's just get the commando outfit then, and let's change how we look, because we haven't done that for a little bit. Well, we did it kind of recently. There you go, new gear acquired. I was wondering when you'd pick that one. Well, it was right now, bro. Okay, so let's get the commando outfit on. I did want to visit this guy. It feels natural to come visit this guy at this point. And I like that the game sort of snakes us back here, because it reminds people, hey, the guy exists, because I reckon he's quite easy to forget. Okay, commando. Pioneer, Spirit Weaver, whiteout, grey. Here you go, commando outfit. Camouflage pants and a black tank top with a tactical vest. And this reduces the delay between healing, blah, 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 which isn't even that good. This is probably one of the most revealing outfits that this game has. And it's funny that it's not DLC. You know, Lara as like a sex symbol, as a sex icon, especially associated with video gaming, goes so far back. So far back. And I quite like that the latest generations, they really don't focus on it very much. Like, they could have had some they could have earned a lot of money preying on little sexually frustrated 14-year-old boys with the right kinds of outfits with this game, and they chose not to go for that, okay? Which you know, deserves a little bit of kudos. Anyway, so here we go. We're actually about to take Lara into the coldest part of the game, in the middle of a storm, in the most revealing outfit I think that exists, which is wonderful. Okay, let's quickly climb up here as well. As I said, we are going to do Baba Yaga very soon. Probably that's going to be next video. I'm going to try and keep it contained to a video by itself. But we are going to do Baba Yaga. But before that, I do want to show you guys where the main story will go. And what I'll do by segmenting it off like that, it allows you guys to skip if you don't want to watch the DLC. But I do think you're really missing out. One of the quotes I read about this game on Game FAQs a while ago was someone saying that he sincerely thought Baba Yaga was the best story in the entire game and the best experience. I don't agree with that, but I will say I can understand why someone would think that way. So it is very good stuff. And it's sizable.
I don't know if you're reading me, Lara, but I'm going to keep trying. Something's out here. I climbed a tree to get a better view of the valley below. I can see old buildings and some activity. Looks like they got choppers, and they're bringing in all kinds of equipment. It's gotta be Trinity. It's the only explanation. Looks like they beat us to the punch after all, huh? I've been watching for the past few hours, taking notes of their patrols. I think I can slip by them, if I time it right. You are always better than me at this. If you're out there, and you can hear me, please, be careful.
I love thinking of the timelines on this. He made it all the way down to the facility. I should have expected. Stay safe, Jonah. I like where Jonah exactly was as we were doing our stuff. You know, maybe he was just entering the facility right as we got captured in the prison and stuff like that. That would have been very cool. All right, so here you'll find there's a backpack. Look at the snow here. Oh, yeah, as well. Okay, we're doing Baba Yaga, so you're not going to see it for a little bit. But down there, the next area is what I think the prettiest area of the game as well. Best stealth gameplay. In terms of like depicting a snowy landscape, I've never seen a video game do it better. More beautifully. Okay, so there you go. Secrets revealed. We got a couple of caches. So this is the last survival cache of the area. We're missing a document. Where did I miss? It's one of Jonah's documents, I'm sure. Where the hell is his document? Jonah, what are you playing at? Oh my gosh. I don't know where it is. I've missed a single one. I guess we'll get that in a different video or between videos, and then I'll play it for you somewhere. But yeah, we're missing one survival cache. We got the mural. Yeah, we got everything except that document. Damn it, Jonah! Don't play with my heart like this. Maybe it's a little bit further up the road. Hold on, let's see. Where's that cache? It's just a little bit down, right? Hold on, what? Yeah, okay, it is down. It is down the Broadhead wall. So let's be careful. Climbing down those walls isn't something you generally do. What? Oh, no, it's halfway up. Arrgh, damn it. Okay, hold on. Let's climb up. Okay, maybe we can just leap from here. Yay, good job. Okay, cool. Damn, I swear there's another Jonah recording somewhere. Let's try up near the exit. And then that's the Soviet installation done. Obviously, if you guys skipped the bonus episode where we did all of this stuff, you will have missed the vast majority of all the pickups and things here. But yeah, alright. Come on. Can we go
Got to
to?
find shelter.
Are you considering us in the next area? That's totally the next area. No, Lara, the storm. I know that there's a storm coming. Hold on. Alright, let's be really close about this. Alright, guys. Okay. Alright, there was a bit of a cut there. What I just did was I checked through all of our documents to see which one exactly it is we're missing. It's a document about the guy that is within Trinity and is leaking information and is like fighting the good fight almost kind of thing. And I don't know where I missed it, so we'll just get that between episodes and I'll read it for you there. So yeah, alright. This is going to be the next section. As long as Lara can survive the cold. I'm sorry for making you wear this outfit.
I should never have doubted you, Dad. I wasn't there when you needed me most. I'm sorry. I'll make them see that you were right all along. That you sought the truth, not fairy tales. I'll make it right, Dad. I promise.
Lara, it's time. Jonah's waiting.
Jonah.
Oh, God. And so, yeah, welcome, guys, to the research base. But next time, Baba Yaga. What's up, guys? So last week, immediately after recording, I went to do my little search for this cache, right? And I figured it out in a pretty interesting way. Well, this document. And I figured it out in a pretty interesting way. I came to my documents page here, and I scrolled through all of the stuff. And you see when you don't have one, it says where it's located, like which region of the world. Well, I kept scrolling until I found one that said located in the Soviet installation. And then I would know straight away, oh, this is the category, at least, that I'm missing. And it kind of revealed to me that it's this one here, conspiracy theories. It's the final document associated with that guy who's within Trinity and doesn't actually seem to like them very much and seems to be betraying them. It's the last one, okay? So what's really kind of interesting about this is we speculated before that it's this guy here that sells you the stuff in the hut. And would you believe it, even though it doesn't appear on my map anywhere, and there's no mural, there's no adventurer's backpack or anything to point to it, or anything to suggest it's here, there is actually a document right behind this guy on this crate. Which I mean, was this here? Do you remember? This is where we first came up and we got caught and we got thrown in jail and stuff. All that time ago. Was this here back then? Or did they just add it just now? I do not remember this on my first playthrough. Anyway, this took a lot to find, and I like looked on multiple different websites. People have got guides on this game online, and they're not even like properly written out with all the stuff in the right places. But I finally found it right after recording last week. Did all this big old rigmarole. At one point, one of the guides led me to the goddamn geothermal valley, and it was just a big mess. Finally, I came to record, and the second I picked it up, the game crashed. So I'm now here a week later doing it for you guys instead. But here we go, the final document. We get it.
I've
yes.
attached everything I've learned so far. Anna and Constantine, they're in charge out here, but someone else is pulling the strings above them. Someone with a lot of cash and the means to move it around. I've narrowed down the source, but I'm having a hard time believing someone in the Vatican is running a private army. But all roads lead to Rome. Trust me, this sounds crazy even to me, but people have to know this. If I'm gonna die for this, I want to be on the right side for once. And Constantine, I know you're probably reading this too. You might make me disappear, but you won't win out here. And if I never get the chance to say it to your face, you're out of your fucking mind.
Damn! And Laura says Trinity will kill him for this. I hope it was worth it. What was worth it was getting this document. This is a huge reveal. So the idea is that someone in the Vatican is running a private army. Oh my god, what a big reveal for Trinity. And this is the only place you really hear something like that about the origins of Trinity in this game. So, yeah, enjoy, guys. That is the last document. I'll see you for Baba Yaga very soon.